Hi, my name is Michaela Davis, and today I will be discussing the concept of miracles and why I do not believe that they exist. In order to do this, I will be looking into the story of Annabelle Beam. Annabelle Beam was a young 8-year-old girl with a chronic digestive disorder who fell down a 30-foot tree trunk and was knocked unconscious. And then, when she came back to consciousness, her digestive disorder was gone. I looked into a paper written by Lang, who further looked into the Annabelle Beam situation, and he found that Annabelle claims that while she was unconscious, she went to heaven and spoke to God, and God cured her of this digestive disorder. In order to further explain why this situation happened and why Annabelle is claiming this miracle, we will first be looking at the works of philosopher Immanuel Kant and then the works of philosopher David Hume. And philosopher Immanuel Kant has a quote that states, "If miracles occur, they occur only because of humans' lack of understanding of the laws of nature. However, because human understanding is limited, we cannot perfectly align our description of the laws of nature with how the laws in themselves operate within the nominal world." And what this is essentially saying is that when there's a lack in human understanding and the human mind and body just cannot come up with an explanation for something, oftentimes that is when we as humans turn to the idea of, oh, that was a miracle. So, to kind of build further off of Kant's ideas, he was a big believer in the idea of spontaneous remission. And according to Goldstein in the Journal of Clinical Psychology, spontaneous remission is when someone is spontaneously and unexplainably cured of a disease. And with this, it's important to look at the concept: how many times do medical researchers study the effects that a falling down a 30-foot tree trunk has on a young girl with chronic digestive disorders? The answer to this is none. Therefore, this is kind of the idea of an unexplained cure. Like, we do not know as humans that that is not the cure to chronic digestive disorders, so therefore it is unexplained to us. The second philosopher that I'm looking at is philosopher David Hume, and he has a quote that states, "Every miracle, therefore, pretended to have been wrought in any of these religions, and all of them abound in miracles, as its direct scope is to establish the particular system to which it is attributed, so it has the same force, though more indirectly, to overthrow every other system." So what this is basically saying is that if you are a worshiper of God and that you believe in God and God is a huge part of your life, when something unexplained happens, you are going to turn to God. And it is the same with other religions, that whoever they are worshiping, when they're in a time of confusion and unexplained situations, they will turn to whoever they are worshiping for an explanation. This is the same idea of, if, say, you were to worship the medical field, when something unexplained happens, your explanation is going to be, oh, it was a medical miracle or a medical breakthrough. So, in order to further build off of Hume's ideas, an article by Koppel in the Journal of Religion found that 60% of weekly churchgoers have a religious encounter during their near-death experiences, whereas 48% of people who spontaneously go to church have a religious experience during their near-death encounters. And this kind of builds off of the previous slide, which stated that the more that you believe in God, the more likely you are to turn to God as your explanation for unforeseen circumstances. So, in conclusion, every event that is considered to be a miracle has a worldly explanation behind it, as we saw with the ideas from Immanuel Kant and David Hume. And it is important to note that we are not yet capable of understanding everything that goes on in our universe yet, meaning there are constantly new scientific advances, and as we advance as a society in terms of science and medicine, miracles will likely get completely abolished as a whole as more people begin to believe in medicine, due to the fact that the body does have an explanation for everything.